Good evening. Welcome back to another episode of Be Inspired Podcast, where we're inspiring you to live the abundant life that you deserve. All right, so this week it's Memorial Day weekend, so I know everybody's probably out barbecuing, partying, maybe drinking. Shout out to all the people that is out there enjoying Atlanta Carnival right now. Y'all be safe out in the road, drink, have fun, enjoy the day, the weekend actually. But I also can't forget to thank all the veterans. Thank you for all those that serve, that watch this channel. We appreciate you because without you guys protecting us, we won't be able to enjoy the freedoms of this country. All right. So I just wanted to share that. Salute to all you guys that are veterans. And so this week I wanted to talk about why I let go of the diet pod and why you should too, right? If you want to, you can take it up, you can take it up and do it. If not, you just want to keep your body, that's fine with me too. But it's about why I decided to change my ways and decide to get fit, get jacked, you know? So, all right, the first reason that I decided that I no longer wanted to take on the being overweight because I was 210 pounds. 210 pounds, being 5'5" is a lot to carry around, right? I'm not growing no more. 5'5". I've been 5'5" since I was in college, in 2014. Maybe even before then, since I was 18, I've been 5'5". Not growing no more, but 210 pounds is a lot of weight. So I didn't start it off at 210 pounds. I think before I became overweight that much, I was at least at 130 pounds. And that's when I was just a pescatarian, right? It was a time where back in 2017, all the way up till about 2020, there was an issue with one of my cousins, and they were going through this experience where, long story short, they were having some health challenges. Don't want to go too much in detail of what they were going through because that's their personal life. However, they were going through something and the doctors were giving them medicine. It wasn't working and nothing was working until he decided to stop eating meat. And then everything kind of changed for him. And he was like, hey, do you want to come with me on this journey? And I decided to take the journey with him. So, um, we weren't fully vegetarians in the beginning. We were just pescatarians. And then we slowly started to stop eating rice, stop eating certain things that would not agree with his health anymore. So I joined him on the journey, and I joined the journey from 2016 to 2017, all the way up till about 2022, where I was getting my first daughter. And on that journey, we realized that what you put in your body, it gives you fuel. And we would look back on our pictures of when we were eating meat, and we would see that even though we were fit and healthy, there were still like in our face, you could see like not depressed. I wouldn't say because we weren't depressed, but you could have seen the difference of eating meat and not eating meat. And I know I'm going on a little tangent, but just stick with me. So up to 2022, I was pescatarian and I wasn't eating any fish. I mean, any chicken and meat and all that other stuff. But then my wife got pregnant. And we know how the cravings hit the woman mostly. But in this case, the cravings ain't hit her. It hit me, and it hit me hard. So instead of wanting to eat fish or continuing to eat fish used to make me want to throw up. And even after my wife gave birth to my second daughter, I still couldn't eat fish for about a year just because the thought of it, the smell of it, everything about it would kind of make me want to throw up. And I haven't touched fish in about those 2 years, 1 to 2 years, I would say. I would say back in 2024 is when I start maybe eating mahi or salmon balls again. Because Those are two things that we used to eat, salmon and mahi, because the other fishes like um and snapper is good too. Wild caught. All the fish we eat was wild caught just because the farm raised ones are in so much preservatives and not really healthy for your body. So up until then I was a pescatarian, and after that I gained after eating meat again, I gained up to 210 pounds. Being in management doesn't help just because every Thursday you had a center planning meeting and you get to use the company card and buy food. So I was eating there, I was eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, was on a package card, doing observations, doing just eating and not physically working out. And you will see the difference once you go to my Instagram. You could see where I was working out consistently, and I don't have much pictures of when I became overweight because I was embarrassed of myself. I was like, geez, I came from this. Like, what was I doing that I was not able to keep up with my structure and my weight? So I think I have like one or two pictures of me being at 210 pounds. But long story short, when I decided to give up the dad bod, it was just listening to Bedros Koulian. Bedros Koulian is a motivational speaker, author. He wrote the book Man Up, basically, and has different coaches different clients of how to make $1 million a year and stuff like that. But I was listening to his podcast one day going to work, and he was just like, his podcast is about money, meaning, and self mastery. So he was just like, when are you gonna get up out of your mom or dad's basement and lose the gelatinous titties that you have? And that resonated with me just because when I was younger, maybe about 6 years old or maybe a little bit older, I don't remember the current age, but my sister always used to say, Sammy, you get breast assistant, man. Because I used to had like nipples and it was embarrassing for me. So that's one thing. But now I have pectorals. I could make my chest jump, you know what I'm saying? But that's not the case. But yeah, so that resonated with me, and that's when I decided, okay, look, I gotta take care of myself, because it was like 2024 and I had stopped working out. I haven't worked out consistently to lose weight. So I've been at 210. And we would start challenges at work, and my fellow supervisors would try to start a challenge, and we would start it and stop and not keep up with it. But in this moment, I realized that, yo, he's right. I have a family. I gotta lose the victim mindset. So I decided to take the journey to start losing weight again, right? So one of the first reasons was him speaking to me on that podcast. And I've been consistently going 3 to 4 days to run, because running is my thing. I don't go to the gym just because I haven't fitted in my schedule yet, and we have 8-year-old, 3-year-old, and 1-year-old twins. So I just fit my running in. I know I could go around the neighborhood and get it in versus having to drive and go somewhere. So I haven't figured out the gym yet, but when my children get older, I probably will figure it out. But anyways, that was the first reason. The second thing was just I noticed the correlation between between having a victim mindset and a growth mindset, right? And this is how it plays in, because I was doing something. We're pretty cool with the neighbors, and one day my wife came in and she was like, "Yeah, this guy over here is just complaining. All he does is complain, 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 complain." And it made me take a step back, because in the moment I was just like, I know it's not me she's talking about, but it made me realize that women don't like men that complain a lot. And as a man, I shouldn't be complaining. I should be able to take charge, provide, fix the problem, go after it, be the one to take charge and be the man of the household and not complain, but figure stuff out. And that's where I realized that I was having a little bit of victim mindset versus a growth mindset. A growth mindset is when you decide to take on a challenge, you decide to whatever challenge comes your way, you be like, okay, all right, it's a challenge. I'm gonna take it on head on, and not complain about it, right? So that was the second thing that made me realize that, yo, you gotta do something. You gotta make sure. And then I would also notice that when I was working out, work would be so much easier because my ideas will be flowing of how to make the system better and how to make my day go by easier versus complaining about the obstacles that I face. So that's the second reason I decided to lose that bod, right? And then the third reason is just that my children. I have, like I said, I think I said it already. I have a 8-year old, 3-year old, and 1-year old twins, and I want to be there. I want to be here for them. And they say that apple doesn't fall far from the tree, right? So if the apple doesn't fall from the tree, far from the tree, what do you think my children are gonna do if I'm just sitting on the couch scrolling on my phone, or just sitting on the couch watching Netflix every day, or just sitting on the couch or just doing nothing? They're gonna follow the same behaviors. And I started seeing those same behaviors in them. They would just sit on their tablet all day, not work out, not do anything. I was like, okay, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So if I'm not working out and being healthy, they are not gonna do it. And then for me, I saw other people like uh, Dominic Barry. He's a boxer. He's out there with his daughter working out. I saw this Boom Junior guy. He's out there. His son is like from diapers, just in the gym with him. That was his gym partner. So it made me realize that, yo, Sammy, you can do this. You can bring your children from as young. And it made me realize that sometimes unknowingly we put limitations on our children just because we believe that, I'm gonna say we believe that, or we just unconsciously put limitations on them because you could have. For example, my daughter, my 8-year old, wanted to start working out with me when she was 4 years old. So that was back in, she's 8 now, 4 years ago, right? I ain't gonna think of the math. I can't think of the math right now. But I always told her, not right now, baby, because I knew I had to run and get ready for work, and I didn't have the time back then to just spend time with her running or figure out how to work her in my schedule. But now I have. I figured out that I'm running. I'm going to do my miles first and then come back and get her and then go do her miles with her. So that's the system we've worked out. And now she runs Monday, Wednesday, Friday with me, and Saturdays. Me and my youngest daughter also runs. All three of us go out running. And then the twins, for the first time this week, went running up and down the hill. I took them around the neighborhood, and then surprisingly, my son, he he's gonna be a beast. I have a video of him. He did the hill 3 times. It's like a steep hill. He ran up it. He fell down up the hill, but he got back up and finished to the top 3 times. So I'm super proud of him. I'm super proud that he did it. My daughter, on the other hand, his twin sister was like, nah, I already flunked down the hill. I ain't doing this again. She just sat down. But it goes to shows you that the only limits that your children have is the limits that you place on them. So I say that to say that we may unconsciously limit our children by the things that we're also doing in our life. Like, I had to just realize that, and I just started, okay, we're gonna work out when they come home from school. Instead of having them sit inside, I took them outside. I had them flipping tires. I had them doing iron mics. I had them doing sprints. And now we're just more of a physical family than just sitting inside, just looking at phones, looking at tablets. Cut all of that out, cut screen time out. They have some screen time, but not as much as they had before, because I realized that it also messes them with them neurological. But it's not about them, it's about me and why I decided to do it. Because if I'm not here, who's going to teach them all of that? And then I believe that not I believe, but I want them to play sports. I want them to play volleyball, baseball, softball, whatever their heart desire that they want to do. So I have to be able to run outside and throw the ball with them or kick the ball with them, kick the soccer ball with them. So that's one of the main reasons that I decided to let go of the dad bod. And then the last reason is just my family. Man, my family, my wife, my extended family, everybody, just being here for them. Because what would I be if I'm not the healthiest or the best version of myself? And I'm just letting myself go, and now my family has to pay for funeral costs or whatever it is, just because I decided that I'm gonna eat the bag of potato chips and French fries and all the junk that I wanted to, versus choosing to be healthy, because it's a choice. It's a choice to be healthy, and it's a choice to be unhealthy. You just gotta make the decision that you are. So it's just my family, because I was thinking one day and I was like, how am I gonna protect my family if I'm going up the stairs and I'm breathing hard and my knees hurt? If a robber comes in the house, they ain't gonna wait for you to catch your breath or your knees to feel better. They're gonna do what they can, throw you out the window, beat you up, do whatever, and leave so they could get away with what you have. And I just took on the mindset like, no, I gotta get fit, gotta get jacked, lose this tummy, I got abs now, a little bit of abs. So, yeah, I had to make the change just so I could be able to protect my family if and when, or I am not hoping it happens, but if that ever comes to my door, I'm able to protect my family. Or even if we're out in a restaurant and something happens, I'm able to protect my family, protect my wife, and safely get them out of this situation and other people who are there, Because as man, that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to protect, we're supposed to provide, we're supposed to do all those things. And back in the day, as cavemen, we couldn't come home without anything. We used to go hunt. If we came home without anything, we wouldn't eat. So, and none of them was overweight. I don't know, but I don't think you're running after a saber-tooth tiger or a bear or whatever they used to eat back in the day. They're not gonna be overweight. But those are the reasons why I decided to lose that bod, and why you should consider losing yours too. Because man, if you have a family, if you have a wife, children, mom, dad that's still here, you want to be able to live the life and not have to deal with high blood pressure, sugar, cholesterol, all that stuff. I'm not saying that it's going to stop everything, but at least you can slow down the process of you and allow you to be here longer. All right. So those are the few things that I wanted to share today on this podcast. Again, this is Samuel Rodney, inspiring you to live the abundant life you deserve. If you're interested in having a life coach, go ahead and click the link below to be able to have a coach that would listen to you, and not listen, but listen deeply in a safe space that you could be open and honest with yourself, so you could be able to grow to your next level in 2025 and beyond. All right. So if you like this episode, go ahead and share, comment, and if you like to subscribe to our channel, go ahead and click the subscribe button. So again, thank you all the veterans. Enjoy your Memorial Day barbecue for me and you. Share some with me if you can. But I hope you guys all have a wonderful week. All right. Peace out. Till next time.